Have you ever wondered why it seems like the wicked often prosper while the righteous struggle? Why does it feel like the evildoers are winning? And what does God have to say about all of this? Today, we dive deep into Psalm 37 to uncover timeless wisdom that answers these very questions. Stay with us as we journey through the powerful words of King David and discover how trust, patience, and faith in the Lord can transform our lives. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb. Have you ever looked at someone who does wrong and wondered why they seem to have it all? Psalm 37 reminds us not to envy the wicked, for their time will come. Though they may seem to thrive, they are like grass that fades with time. Trust in the Lord and do good, so shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. We are called to trust and commit our paths to God, knowing that he will provide for us in ways that are beyond our understanding. Trusting in God's plan for our lives leads us to peace and fulfillment, not the fleeting riches of the wicked. When we place our trust in the Lord, we are not just following a set of rules or guidelines. We are entering into a relationship with the Creator of the universe, who knows us intimately and loves us deeply. This trust is not blind. It is based on the evidence of his faithfulness throughout history and in our own lives. Doing good, as the verse suggests, is a natural outflow of this trust. When we trust in the Lord, our actions begin to reflect his goodness. We become more compassionate, more just, and more loving. This is not about earning favor with God, but about living out the transformation that trust brings. The promise that we will dwell in the land and be fed is a reminder of God's provision. In a world where scarcity and fear often dominate, this assurance is a source of great comfort. It tells us that God is not only concerned with our spiritual well-being, but also with our physical needs. Delighting in the Lord means finding our greatest joy in him. It means that our hearts are aligned with his, and our desires begin to mirror his desires. This is not about getting everything we want, but about wanting what he wants for us, which is always for our ultimate good. When we commit our way to the Lord, we are surrendering our plans and ambitions to him. This is an act of trust that acknowledges his sovereignty and wisdom. It is saying, Lord, I trust you with my life. I believe that your plans for me are better than my own. Trusting in him means believing that he will bring his promises to pass. It means holding on to hope even when circumstances seem bleak. It means knowing that he is faithful and that he will never leave us nor forsake us. As we navigate the complexities of life, we are reminded that our trust in God is not misplaced. He is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. By committing our ways to him, we find peace that surpasses all understanding and a purpose that transcends our immediate circumstances. In a world that often values wealth and power, The fleeting riches of the wicked can seem enticing, but the peace and fulfillment that come from trusting in God far outweigh any temporary gains. His provision is not just for today, but for eternity. Let us therefore place our trust in the Lord, do good, delight in Him, and commit our ways to Him. In doing so, we will experience the fullness of life that He promises, a life marked by peace, joy, and eternal significance. Rest in the Lord, and wait patiently for Him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Cease from anger, and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. Patience is key. As we wait for God's justice, we are called to refrain from anger and wrath. God's timing is perfect. We must trust that He will act on our behalf when the time is right. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. The promise of the Lord is steadfast and unwavering. In times of turmoil and uncertainty, it is easy to be swayed by the apparent success of those who do wrong. However, their prosperity is fleeting, like a morning mist that vanishes with the rising sun. The faithful, those who place their trust in the Lord, will find themselves rewarded with the inheritance of the earth. This inheritance is not merely material but spiritual, a deep and abiding peace that surpasses all understanding. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. The wicked may seem to flourish for a time, but their end is certain. Their actions, driven by selfish desires and disregard for others, will ultimately lead to their downfall. The world may seem to be in their favor now, but this is only temporary. The righteous, on the other hand, will endure. Their faith and patience will be rewarded in due time. The wicked will fade away, leaving no trace behind, like a shadow that disappears with the setting sun. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. When you look for the place of the wicked, it will be as if they never existed. Their legacy, built on deceit and malice, will crumble into nothingness. The places they once occupied will be empty, overgrown, and forgotten. In contrast, the legacy of the righteous will stand firm, rooted in love, kindness, and faith. Their memory will be cherished, and their influence will continue to inspire future generations. But the meek shall inherit the earth. The meek, those who are humble and gentle, will find themselves blessed beyond measure. Their strength lies not in force or aggression, but in their quiet confidence and trust in the Lord. They do not seek to dominate or control, but to live in harmony with others and with creation. Their reward is the earth itself, a place of beauty and abundance, where they can live in peace and contentment, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The peace that the meek will experience is not just the absence of conflict, but a deep and abiding sense of well-being. It is a peace that comes from knowing that they are loved and cared for by the Lord. It is a peace that fills their hearts and minds, allowing them to live joyfully and without fear. This peace is abundant, overflowing into every aspect of their lives, bring them true happiness and fulfillment. In the end, those who wait on the Lord and live humbly will inherit the earth. Their patience and humility will be rewarded with a life of peace and joy. They will find themselves surrounded by beauty and abundance, their hearts filled with gratitude and contentment. The trials and tribulations they faced will seem like distant memories, overshadowed by the blessings they now enjoy. Their faith in the Lord will be vindicated, and they will know that their trust was not in vain. The meek, those who trust in God, will find peace and fulfillment. Their lives will be a testament to the power of faith and the goodness of the Lord. They will be a light to others, showing the way to true happiness and contentment. Their example will inspire others to seek the Lord and to live lives of humility and trust. In this way, the blessings they receive will multiply, spreading peace and joy to all who follow their example. The prosperity of the wicked is only temporary. Their success is like a flower that blooms for a season and then withers away. It may be bright and beautiful for a time, but it cannot last. The wicked build their lives on a foundation of sand, and when the storms of life come, their houses will fall. In contrast, the righteous build their lives on the solid rock of faith, and they will stand firm through all trials and tribulations. But God's peace is everlasting. The peace that comes from the Lord is eternal, unchanging, and unfailing. It is a peace that transcends all understanding, guarding the hearts and minds of those who trust in Him. This peace is a gift, freely given to all who seek it. It is a source of strength and comfort, a refuge in times of trouble. Those who possess this peace are truly blessed, for they have found the true and lasting joy that comes from a relationship with the Lord. The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. In the shadows of their own hearts they devise schemes and plans, hoping to bring down those who walk in righteousness. Their minds are filled with malice, and their intentions are dark. They see the just as obstacles to their own desires, and they are relentless in their pursuit to cause harm. But little do they know, their efforts are in vain. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. The Almighty, in his infinite wisdom, observes the actions of the wicked and knows the futility of their endeavors. He sees the end from the beginning and understands that their time is limited. The laughter of the Lord is not one of mockery, but of knowing the ultimate outcome. It is a reminder that no matter how powerful the wicked may seem, their reign is temporary and their downfall is certain. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow, preparing for battle with all their might. They arm themselves with weapons, both physical and metaphorical, ready to strike at any moment. Their hearts are filled with aggression, and they believe that their strength and cunning will lead them to victory. They are poised and ready, thinking that they can overpower the just with their sheer force and determination, to cast down the poor and needy, those who are vulnerable and without defense. The wicked target the weak, believing them to be easy prey. They seek to exploit the helpless, to take advantage of those who have no means to fight back. Their cruelty knows no bounds, and they are driven by a desire to dominate and control. But in their arrogance, they forget that the Lord is the defender of the poor and the protector of the needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation. The righteous, those who speak truth and live with integrity, are also in the crosshairs of the wicked. Their honesty and moral fortitude are seen as threats to the corrupt. The wicked wish to silence them, to remove their influence from the world. But the words of the just are powerful, and their voices cannot be easily extinguished. They stand firm in their convictions, knowing that they are supported by a higher power. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, a poetic justice that the wicked cannot escape. The very weapons they wield against the just will turn against them. Their plans will backfire, and their own actions will lead to their downfall. It is a divine retribution, a reminder that evil cannot prevail in the long run. The wicked will be ensnared by their own traps, and their hearts will be pierced by the swords they intended for others, and their bows shall be broken. The instruments of their aggression will be rendered useless. The power they thought they held will be shattered, and their ability to cause harm will be taken away. It is a humbling realization for the wicked, as they come to understand that their strength is nothing compared to the might of the Lord. Their bows, once symbols of their dominance, will lie broken and forgotten. Though the wicked may plot against the righteous, their schemes are ultimately futile. They may gather like storm clouds on the horizon, threatening to unleash their fury, but their efforts are in vain. The righteous stand firm, knowing that they are under the protection of the Almighty. The dark clouds may loom, but they cannot overshadow the light of truth and justice. The wicked's plans are like a storm that will eventually pass, leaving the righteous unscathed. Psalm 37 assures us that God sees all. He is ever watchful, observing the actions of both the wicked and the just. Nothing escapes his notice, and he is always aware of the true intentions of every heart. This divine oversight is a source of comfort for the righteous, knowing that they are never alone. God's presence is like the sunlight breaking through the clouds, a constant reminder of his unwavering support and guidance. He will not allow the wicked to succeed, for his justice is perfect and his timing is impeccable. The wicked may have their moment, but it is fleeting. The Lord's plans are far greater and more enduring. He will intervene at the right time, ensuring that the righteous are vindicated and the wicked are brought to justice. The aftermath of the storm reveals a bright sky, a testament to the enduring power of good over evil, and their schemes will ultimately backfire. The plots of the wicked are like seeds sown in barren soil. They will not bear fruit. Instead, they will turn against those who devise them. The righteous can take solace in the knowledge that the Lord is their protector and avenger. As the sun sets over a calm landscape, it symbolizes the peace and tranquility that will ultimately prevail. The wicked schemes are but temporary disturbances in the grand tapestry of divine justice. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord upholdeth the righteous. It's better to have little in righteousness than to be rich in sin. The Lord sustains the righteous, and his support is far more valuable than material wealth. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume, into smoke shall they consume away. The righteous have an eternal inheritance. In times of hardship, God will provide. But the wicked's end is destruction. God will not forsake his faithful. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. I have been young, and now am old. Yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. Even if we stumble, God is there to lift us up. David, through his own experience, reminds us that the righteous will never be forsaken. Trust in his provision, and he will sustain you. Depart from evil and do good, and dwell forevermore. For the Lord loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever. But the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. The righteous shall inherit the land, and dwell therein forever. As we conclude this journey through Psalm 37, we are reminded that the Lord's judgment is righteous. Those who trust in him will inherit eternal peace, while the wicked will be destroyed. Remember, the wicked may seem to prosper for a season, but their end is certain. Trust in the Lord. Commit your way to him, and you will see his justice unfold. The Lord promises to sustain and bless those who walk in righteousness. If this message has touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join us on this journey of faith and trust in God's promises. Let's encourage each other to live righteous lives, for the Lord is with us. The salvation of the righteous is of the Lord.